Hello, welcome back once again to Infinite Jeff, the project where I, Jeff, read the book Infinite Jest to you ostensibly one page at a time, one day at a time. Knocking out a few of these before I gotta go to work. It's currently January 12th, 2021, 11:15 a.m. Just ate some breakfast, so I'm going to read a few pages. I want to get 8 done and posted tomorrow, because then I'm caught up and I can go back to the one-a-day schedule for this and Finnegan's Wake. So get 2 or 3 knocked out before I got to go to work, and then the rest tomorrow, most likely. So here we go. 322. Present is just starting to emerge as a weird kind of nostalgia for stuff you never even knew. Footnote 120. Maybe a dozen of these kids, mostly male, get fanatically devoted to a homemade academy game called Eschaton. Eschaton is the most complicated children's game anybody around ETA had ever heard of. No one's entirely sure who brought it to Enfield from where, but you can pretty easily date its conception from the mechanics of the game itself. Its basic structure had pretty much coalesced when Alston's Michael Pemulus hit age 12 and helped to make it way more compelling. Its elegant complexity, combined with a dismissive reenactment frisson and a complete dissociation from the realities of the present, composes most of its puerile appeal. Plus, it's almost addictively compelling and shocks the tall. This year, it had been Otis P. Lord, a 13-year-old baseliner and calculus phenom from Wilmington, Delaware, who wears the beanie as Eschaton's game master and statistician of record. Though Pemulus, since he's still around and is far and away the greatest Eschaton player in ETA history, has a kind of unofficial emeritus power of correction over Lord's calculations and mandate. Eschaton takes 8 to 12 people to play, with 400 tennis balls so dead and bald they can't even be used for service drills anymore, plus an open expanse equal to the area of 4 contiguous tennis courts, plus a head for data retrieval and coldly logical cognition, along with at least 40 megabytes of available RAM, that's not that much, and wide array of tennis paraphernalia. I mean, for instance, my computer has 32 gigabytes of RAM, which is almost 1,000 times as much. The Vade Mecum rulebook that Pemulus and YPW got Hal Incandenza to write, with appendices and sample C:/pink_2 or sub2/mathpack/nstat-path decision-tree diagrams, and an offset of the most accessible essay Pemulus could find on applied game theory, is about as long and interesting as Jay Bunyan's stupefying Pilgrim's Progress from this world to that which is to come, and a pretty tough nut to compress into anything lively, although every year a dozen more ETA kids memorize the thing at such a fanatical depth that they sometimes report reciting mumbled passages under a light dental or cosmetic anesthesia years later. But if Hal had a Luger pointed at him and were under compulsion to try, he'd probably start by explaining that each of the 400 dead tennis balls in the game's global arsenal represents a 5 megaton thermonuclear warhead. Of the total number of a given day's players, footnote 121, 3 compose a theoretical Anschluss designated AMNAT, AMNAT. Another 3 Sovwar, 1 or 2 Red Chai, so American nations or NATO, Sovwar, Soviet War, Red Chai, Red China. Another 1 or 2 the wacko but always pesky Libsir, so Libya and Syria, or the more formidable IR Libsir, so Iran, I'm guessing, or Iraq. That the day's remaining players, depending on involved random considerations, can form anything from South Af to Indpak, so South Africa, India, Pakistan, to like an independent cell of Nuk insurgents, which is, of course, the slang for Canucks in this book, with a 50-click howitzer and big ideas. Each team is called a combatant. On the excuse me, open expanse of contiguous courts, combatants are arrayed in positions corresponding to their location on the planet Earth, as represented in the Rand McNally slightly rectangular hanging map of the snot-nosed little punk I am, I guess. No, not anymore. I cleared my nose of snot. But that was page number 322 of this book, Infinite Jest. Have a good night.